Time to wake up. Listening to the Joe Show on Facebook Live. He's so real and he tells the truth. He's so real and he's for me and you. It's the Joe Show. It's the Joe Show.
Get ready for bigger savings and better coverage with Progressive's newest personal auto product, now available through Milton Insurance. For less than $20 a month, Progressive's vehicle protection gives you peace of mind with major repairs, dent fixes, key replacements, and more. And that's not all. How about enhanced multi-policy discounts, Progressive accident forgiveness to keep your rates low, and roadside assistance with trip interruption just in case. Get the best coverage, the best savings, and the best service at Milton Insurance on the Insurance Corner at 4th and Spring Street in FORDYCE.
Looking for more insurance coverage? Now at Milton Insurance Agency, e-bikes and compact tractors are now acceptable. They have expanded their motorcycle program to ensure their customers that ride e-bikes or use small tractors on or off their property have the protection they need while enjoying their passion. Standalone specialized insurance has benefits not found on standard homeowners or form policies. They want to get their customers the coverage they want at a price they can afford with a specialized recreational lines policy. So, if you own an e-bike or a compact tractor and need a free quote, call 870-352-2155 or stop by 314 North Spring Street here in FORDYCE, Arkansas. They're open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. until 4:30 p.m., or you can visit them on their website. That's www.miltonins.com.
Are you tired of riding around in that old beat-up truck, car, or SUV? Have you had an accident, hit a deer, pothole, or something else? If so, call Marty's Body and Glass Shop here in FORDYCE, Arkansas. Let Marty and his certified automotive body and related repairers make your ride look like new. Marty is a family-owned and operated business, and they care about their customers and their community. Their motto is John 3:16. So stop by for a quick estimate today. They're open Monday through Thursday, 8 a.m. until 6 p.m. And they're located at 1017 Morrow Street here in FORDYCE, Arkansas. You can reach them at 870-352-2443 or after hours at 870-820-1288. And remember, Marty can set you up for a glass and windshield replacement as well as PDR, that's paintless dent repair. So again, that number is 870-352-2443. That's 870-352-2443. And you can also find them on Facebook.
You need to hear this if you're in FORDYCE. From mufflers to deer stands, we do it all. Hey FORDYCE, looking for more than just muffler repairs? Head over to FORDYCE Muffler Shop at 1414 Highway 79, 167 Bypass. Jay and Cindy are your friendly local experts for CV axle repairs, custom deer stands, duck blinds, dog kennels, and even floating fishing piers. We're open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Need to chat? Give us a call at 870-352-5733. We're not just a shop. We're part of the community, supporting events like FORDYCE on the Cotton Belt. So come on down to FORDYCE Muffler Shop, where we don't do just mufflers, we do it all. See you soon.
Something new at Stanfield's Fish Market. That's right, he has fresh cut deli meats. He has Cajun style turkey breast, bologna, hickory smoked turkey breast, summer sausage, ham and cheese loaf, sow, and he has holly barbecue loaf. Store hours are Tuesday through Friday, 8 o'clock a.m. until 5:30 p.m. and on Saturday, 8 o'clock a.m. until 2 p.m. Remember to get to Stanfield Fish Market located at 710 Morton Street here in the city of Fordyce, Arkansas, or just call them at 870-352-0353. Remember, if Stanfield don't have it, he'll find a way to get it. Your exhaust on your vehicle is so important, and that's why you need FORDYCE Muffler Shop here in Fordyce, Arkansas. Jay and Cindy and their certified crew of welders and mechanics are standing by and ready to work for you. In-state or out-of-state, there's no job too big or too small for them to do. And not only do they work on mufflers, they do U-joints, CV axles, wheel bearings, shocks and struts. They build deer stands, duck blinds, dog kennels, car sheds, swings, floating fishing pier, and they do custom fabrications. The list goes on and on. They're also the home of Lego Creek Blinds, Dan Hunting Gear, and they have many gourmet items. So stop by Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. until 5 p.m. at 1414 North Highway 79 in Fordyce, Arkansas, or call them at 870-352-5733. That's FORDYCE Muffler Shop, where they don't do just mufflers.
Ooh, yeah. It's time. Early in the morning. When I'm right, time to wake up. Listening to the Joe Show on Facebook Live. He's so real and he tells the truth. Always tell the truth. He's so real and he's for me and you. It's the Joe Show. It's the Joe Show.
What's up, y'all? Good morning. Good morning to everybody. I hope everybody is doing great. Time to get up, y'all. Woo. It was hard getting up this morning. I slept hard. Woo. You know you sleep hard when you wake up and your head hurt. You done slept hard when you wake up and your head hurting, boy. So good morning to everybody. Y'all get it locked in. Share the show. Click the like button. What's going on with you, Cassandra Fields? What's up, Brian Big Bruiser Williams? What's going on, Rosie Lowe? Good morning to you, Aaron Reinhardt. Good morning. What's up, Glenda Jackson? How you doing, young lady? It's so good to see everybody this morning, man. If you woke up this morning, you won, man. Allergy levels has been at an all-time high. Pollen levels have been very high, guys. So if you are allergic to any of that crap like I am, you better take something daily. You know, just like our physician told us last week on the show, Miss Tamla Matthews said, make sure you take something 7 days in a row if you're dealing with allergies. Taking one here, taking one there, just ain't gonna cut it. You gotta take it 7 days in a row for it to work. So remember that. So yeah, top of the morning to you, Big Bruiser.
Man, we got a lot to talk about. We got some great topics as people come in. Share the show if you don't mind. Click share, drop it on your page. If you share it, just let me know you shared it. And like I said, you can share the show this morning, but in the evening time, if it started getting on your nerves and people start commenting and things like that, you can always delete it from your page. But share it for me this morning if you don't mind. You know, so man, y'all, hey, let me see. Oh, big shout out to the sponsors this morning. Also, guys, we are still, that's right, back in Inslee, guys. We're definitely wanting to see her be successful in where she's going and what she's about to do, guys. We definitely want to get behind her, guys. Remember what I'm talking about. She's you know, she's doing all type of fundraisers. She's selling things at the rodeo. The Joe Show is definitely a sponsor of hers. Inslee Clayton, you know, she's going to the National June Rodeo Finals, guys, in Guthrie, Oklahoma. So hey, they are doing a ton of things, and I got to find out if they got something else going on, you know, something else going on. But she's out there, man. She's been at the Farmers Market. She's been at the rodeo. She's got a lot going on, man. And so just want to shout her out this morning. Inslee, go do your thing, girl. Keep selling them burgers and keep selling them all that pulled pork and everything you got to do to get there. So we got you. All right, you take it easy. And big shout out to her family that's definitely supporting her and getting behind her. And because I'm telling you, man, you know, nowadays, if you got some young person that they into something and they love it, get behind them, because they could be doing a ton of other things. So big shout out to you, Inslee. Godspeed. You know, so let's get it in, Joe Show. So I definitely want to do that, man. So how's everybody doing, man? How y'all doing? Thank you so much for sharing, Cassandra. Thank you so much. Aaron, what's up, girl? What's up, man? Reynolds, what's up, Ken Folk? Good to see you, cuz. Man, I'm telling y'all, how y'all, that's the question I want to ask. How are y'all doing? That's a question. How you doing? You know, I'm being like, you know, how the old school people used to talk. I remember when my mom and dad would be sitting on the porch outside and people would drive up and they'd yell out, "Get out!" I don't know if y'all don't know nothing about that. Y'all too young. Y'all probably don't know nothing about that. When you sitting outside on the porch and people drive in the yard and my dad would holler, "Get out!" Boy, they be happy to get that company, man. They be happy to get that company. Bruiser said, "Holding in the road, baby. Holding it in the road." I know that right. You know, Eric said, "Yes, sir. Good luck, young lady." All right. But yeah, man, that's old school. Y'all see, we used to sit on the porch back in the day. I don't know if y'all used to sit on the porch, if you even got a porch. You know, houses nowadays, they building them without porches. But we used to sit on the porch back in the day. You ride by our house, we sitting on the porch. And sitting on the porch meant you don't have to call nobody. "What's up, April? How you doing?" You don't have to call nobody, ask nobody, "Can you come over?" You just stop. If you ride by the house and you see somebody sitting on the porch, you just pull over and stop. You don't even have to call and be like, "Hey man, is it cool that I come by?" Nowadays, 2026, you gotta call people before you come, because you know they may not even want to open the door up. They might be busy, don't even want to be bothered. But back in the day, if you ride out by somebody's house and they sitting on the porch, that's a welcome. You ain't gotta do nothing but drive in the yard and say, "Hey, get out and start talking." Sitting on the porch was a welcome. Now if you ride by and if the screen door is closed, but the regular door is open, you can go and stop too. You know, simple as that. You know, because back in the day, our regular door stayed open all the time, but the screen door was shut and it was locked. So you knew my mama was in there probably cooking or whatever. But when the screen door shut and got the little hook thing on it, that meant they in the house. But that door always gonna be open. Simple as that. Happy hump day, Sandra Luckett. So good to see you. But see, that's old school. You know, y'all don't know nothing about old school. Y'all don't know nothing about getting up in the morning time and eating a bowl of cereal and leaving the spoon in it and putting it in the freezer. So when you get out of school, you got yourself a milk freezer popper. Y'all don't know nothing about that. Y'all don't know nothing about mustard and sugar sandwiches and ketchup sandwiches and mayonnaise sandwiches. Y'all too rich. Y'all rich folk. Y'all rich. Y'all don't know about that. Y'all don't know about mixing 3-4 different Kool-Aids together to make one. See, y'all city folk. Y'all city folk. Y'all don't know nothing about that kind of stuff. Y'all rich. Y'all didn't come up like me. You know, we used to get that commodity cheese. We used to get those King vitamin cereal. But see, y'all, hey, y'all don't know nothing about that. What's up, Betty Warner? Good to see you, girl. Yeah, y'all too young. Maybe y'all brought up different than me. We got the cornflakes. It just say cornflakes. It didn't even have no Kellogg's on the box. It didn't have nothing like that on the box. It just said cornflakes. I didn't know nothing about no Captain Crunch. Say, hey, yeah, hey, Brian, them King vitamins, that was our Captain Crunch back in the day. But boy, you better eat them suckers quick, cause when they get soggy. Hey, what's going on, Woodrow? What's up, bro? Good to see you, man. Hey, and when you, hey, Brian, cause they were real corn. That's what that was. You know, I miss them old days. Just being outside was a joy. You right. I mean, you just don't. That's why it's good. I'm gonna tell you guys, if you got kids, you got grandkids, introduce them to a lot of those things, man. You know, you just don't have gardens and things like you used to do. And my goal was to plant a garden this year, but I just didn't get around to it. I've been so busy. But you know, I mean, we ate out the garden. That's why, you know, you didn't see fat kids back then. You talking about in the early 80s, you didn't see no fat kids. You seen a whole bunch of kids that was skinny, running around, playing in the woods, eating watermelons out of people's gardens, eating cucumbers and tomatoes straight off the vine, climbing mulberry trees, picking blackberries. You know, that's what we did. We would climb a mulberry tree, pick blackberries, pick plums, apricots. We knew who had the best plums. We're down the street climbing people's plum trees. We up in the trees getting the plums, shaking the trees. Man, y'all don't know about that. Y'all don't. Who on here can remember picking plums? If you remember picking plums, let me see you. Because you hold your shirt like this. You grab your shirt and you hold your shirt like this. That's how you hold your shirt. You pick your plums up, put them in the shirt, and you walk around. You don't wash nothing off. April, did you wash them out? We didn't wash no plums off. This is how we did it. We did the plum like this. And then we ate it. We ate Y'all don't know nothing about eating no plums, man. You know, hey, that's how you did. That's right, Bruiser. That was a highlight of the day. Hey, man, them apricots coming in down there. For real? Yeah, we going to get some. I remember we used to, it's hard to find them, Betty. It's hard to find good plums. I remember we went down my older cousin's house. We used to call him Cousin Son. And he had a garden, y'all, full of watermelon. I mean, huge watermelon, big old watermelon. And we used to go down there at night and we used to steal a watermelon. We go in the road, guys, and bust it in the road, and we'd sit out there with our bare hands and we'd eat those watermelons. We was kids. So in the morning when the school bus would come in the road, you see 10, 11 watermelons just busted in the road. And everybody be looking at each other, laughing, talking, hee hee. Well, we went out there one day and Mr. Cousin's son had put a big old sign out there. He said, I done poisoned one of these watermelons, and if you eat it, you gonna die. He didn't have to worry about us messing with none of his watermelons. We didn't mess with nothing no more out that garden because we didn't know if we had the watermelon. He said he had poisoned one of the watermelons out there, and if you eat it, you gonna die. We never went back. We never went back. We left Mr. Cousin's son watermelons alone after he done that, you know. So that's right. He said he had poisoned the watermelon. All right, guys, let's get into it. We got some great topics to talk about today. We want to say a happy birthday to anybody out there that's got a birthday coming. Anybody got a birthday coming up? Anybody had a birthday past? Anybody want to give somebody a shout out? Happy birthday, happy anniversary. You know, if somebody has done something that you think is miraculous in the family, you want to give them a shout out, give them a shout out. Let us know about it here on the Joe Show and tell them to go back and watch it. And so, anybody got any birthdays? If not, we're going to push on. Today's temperature got high of 89 degrees with a 20% chance of rain in the forecast, and winds are 5 miles per hour, guys. So be careful out there. And happy Juneteenth. April said her birthday is June the 11th. So happy birthday, April. Happy birthday to you. You know, I hope you got everything you wanted on your birthday. That's right. I hope you got everything you wanted. All right, happy Father's Day to all the fathers. Thank you so much, Cassandra Fields. See, I wasn't going to say that because I don't think I should say happy Father's Day. I think the women should be the ones saying happy Father's Day. So if you are a woman and you know a father, wish my happy Father's Day on the show right now. I'm going to see how many of you ladies going to step up and say happy Father's Day to us men. Because, you know, Mother's Day get just blown all out the water. They have Mother's Day parades. They have Mother's Day banquets. They have Mother's Day parties. They have Mother's Day everything. When it comes to the men, it's like that. It's like we didn't do no kind of humping. I mean, no, we didn't do nothing. Like we didn't put no work in. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. I'm waiting on y'all women to bring. Come on here. Come on, let's get it. Let's get it. We got Aaron says, Mr. Benny, my great grandpa was known for his watermelons here in Tula. All right. We got Bruiser saying, and all we get is underwear. Man, some of them don't even get that. Don't even get that. We got Sabrina says, happy Father's Day to my husband, Scotty Warner, and all other fathers out there. Happy Father's Day, Scotty to Hottie. All right, we got April says, happy Father's Day to all the fathers. Thank you, Miss April. Betty says, happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to you guys. Happy Father's Day to all the men out there. All the men out there, whether you pay child support or not. Happy Father's Day to you. That's right. You help bring that person to the earth. All right, happy Father's Day from you. All right, guys, come on. We got more than just 3 or 4 people watching the show. Y'all wish these men happy birthday and happy Father's Day. Also, to the people that's traveling, headed to El Dorado, Pine Bluff, Camden, Little Rock, Sheridan. That's right, Jacksonville, Warren, Arkansas. We got the Monticello, Arkansas, Billy's up in here. Good morning. Also, guys, anybody traveling to Lake Village? Anybody going to Dermot, Duma, Star City, Bearden, Holly Springs, Tula, Ivan, Carthage, Leola, you name it. All right, let's get up to El Dorado, Smackover. Anybody headed in them areas? Good morning to you if you're driving on the road. What's up, Kimberly Perm? So good to see you. Happy Father's Day over from the YouTube channel from Glenda Jackson. Miss Bria Williams says, happy Father's Day to all the fathers in the world. Happy Father's Day from Sandra Luckett. All of you wonderful fathers, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm a wonderful father. Wonderful. Wonderful. All right, guys, let's get it in. Let's get it in. We got some great topics. I want to say happy Mother's Day to y'all. Woo, don't nobody think about us fathers. So thank y'all so much. I appreciate that. You know, it really make me feel like I'm a father. I feel like I'm a good father. I appreciate that, all them Father's Days. All right, guys, let's get into this, guys. Y'all, you know, this has been, and I try not to cover a lot of negativity or whatever, but, you know, I had to bring this up because of what was said when they talked about First Lady Mechelle Obama. You know, before I get into discussing what happened and what was said, and we're going to push on, is anybody familiar with what happened? They had this cage fight at our White House on the East Lawn, on the lawn outside. I don't know what the hell going on in Washington. I don't even know. I don't know. If you know what's going on, I don't even know. I'm literally, I'm like Mike Tyson say, I'm ecstatic. I am ecstatic. So, you know, they had this big fight out there in at the White House. Can you believe it? I mean, out of all of my years of living on this earth, I never would have guessed in a million years that they would have had a MMA fight, UFC fight at the White House. Our most highest part of government had a MMA fight, a UFC fight on the lawn. You just can't make this stuff up. When I think about all the stuff that's going on in the world, when I think about all the stuff that's happening in our government, and you know, we got the man get on there and he yells out Mechelle Obama is a man, and she, you know, and I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna leave her picture up while I talk about her. You talking about one of the most decorated, one of the most educated black women in the United States, who walked in this position so gracefully, who got famous for her statement, when they go low, you go high, who has helped so many women out there. And not one Republican stood up for this woman and came in her defense when this trash, nasty talking dude decided to get up and put down this first lady, one of the most elegant first ladies we've ever seen. And he decided to get up and talk about her. And the thing about it is, it was said that a lot of people didn't come to her defense. Yeah, I've made a post about it. But a lot of people, and that's why I say, that's why a lot of people do what they do to people, because we don't, sometimes you don't have people come to you. You could be so good. You could be so great. You could be doing marvelous things, and nobody will come to your defense. But if there's something negative, people, 100 million people to get on there and come and say something to support it. So this is the time when you should have stood up and you should have been saying, posting this woman picture all over social media, saying she's not what this man says she is, putting her down, talking about her. She's being attacked. This is our first black woman, first lady in the White House, and she did it with class, dignity, and everything. So big shout out to Mechelle Obama for not, you know, coming back, getting in the dirt just like they got in the dirt. So big shout out, you know, praying for them, because, man, you know, being attacked like that, it was horrible. It was horrible. So just want to talk about that for a second. You know, I mean, it tripped me out. It tripped me out, you know, to see something like that go down, man. It was sad situation, you know. So, okay, let me see. What you say? Be a bunch of Looney Tunes out there, Billy? Brian, okay. We got, Billy says, he just a disgraced the White House and made it out of a travesty. Plus, it's against the law to do that type of stuff on the lawn in the White House. But we have a criminal administration. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. You know, go high, Joe. Don't be calling that man names. Hey, you right. Hey, I'm trying to go high. You know, she said that I didn't. All right, she is a beautiful woman, Mechelle Obama, and highly educated. They can't stand it, Joe. All right, we got Brian says, a total mess show. Out of the respect to my brother Joe, I will keep my original comments to myself. Way too much cursing. I'm working on me. I hear you, bro. It do make you mad, man. You know, and so, you know, to have them sit back there and nobody in the Republican Party came to basically tell this dude that was disrespectful what he did. Nobody. This is on our White House lawn, so they let you know how they feel about you. The Republican Party, this is one thing that I'm gonna say this. The Republican Party is who basically say they support our religion. They support Christianity. But they're going to be the ones who destroy Christianity. And the reason why I say that is this. When people see these people who say they are Christians, but they're hating, that Trump talking to people the way he talked to people, they're bumming kids' schools, they're doing all kind of crazy stuff, but they say they Christians. That's why people is turning their back on Christianity, because they're saying if that's the way a Christian is, being racist, being abusive of power, if that's the way a Christian is, I don't want to be a Christian. So that's what's destroying our Christianity. They don't understand it. They think that because they getting up and they holding up the standard, saying they believe in God and all this, that's what's going to destroy our Christianity. Because people are saying, if that's what you call a Christian, I don't want no part of it. And see, people that sitting back not paying that no attention. There's a lot of Democratic parties out there who aren't Christian, who don't believe in God, and who don't believe, they believe in all the gay stuff and all that kind of stuff. So people wonder, okay, then they get back in office. Now you got to deal with all of the LGBTQ stuff. You got to deal with all that stuff. Because you have Republicans gerrymandering states trying to take, so they're, I mean, it's a mess. You got to sit and choose the lesser of the two evils. And that's where you're headed right now. So people really not thinking about that. Because what people, just like going to church, you go to church to try to see, you know, people who are living right or doing right. And then you go to church and all of a sudden, it's kind of like that with Republicans. You go to church and you see them doing wrong. Then you like, man, I might well stay in the streets. Ain't nobody doing nothing right up in here. And then you end up going, you know, moving around somewhere else. You see the same thing, then you're moving around somewhere else. So, hey, I mean, it's crazy. It is crazy, you know. We got Cassandra says, look at what color she is. For one, they're not going to say anything. That's right. They're not going to come to her defense. That's why I'm telling y'all, I tell a lot of young black men right now today, with what we have in office right now, with what I see going on, you're a fool for getting yourself in trouble and going to jail. You are a fool if you're in the South getting yourself in trouble, going to jail, because what they're seeing now is they feel like the administration that we have in power right now is okay with racism. So you're a fool if you're going out there doing something stupid and going to jail. They is not going, like I see them making posts. I always make a post about the conditions of the prison here in FORDYCE. They making posts about the conditions of the prison here in FORDYCE. Oh, they ain't got no heat. Oh, they ain't got, look at this, stay your butt out of there. Can you agree with me on that? If you worried about the conditions in the prison, in jail cells and all that, stay out of jail. Because ain't nobody going, because you got an administration right now, they ain't taking pity on you. You go to jail, you going to jail, they ain't going to care how you get treated. I'm telling you what, hey, stay out of there. Stop doing stupid stuff to go to jail. That's how you deal with the conditions in jail. You don't go to jail. You don't go to jail. That's how you deal with those conditions. Simple as that. We got Billy Harden says, I tell you something else, Joe. I don't advocate violence for any kind of way, but being a black American in this country, you must stay armed at all times. Yeah, it's crazy stuff. Look at the guy, look at the white guy who just shot up them black people family reunion, because it's coming from the top. They thinking that when you got Trump never get on TV and denounce racism and is against all these hate groups that's coming up. He never gets on there. It's because that's on purpose. That's on purpose. It is so sad that, because what it is, you got a lot of Christians are afraid to get behind, you know, the Democratic Party, because the Democratic Party is for gay rights and LGBTQ, and they don't believe in that. So we're caught up in a mess. You got a lot of Christians who don't believe, and so they would say, I would rather vote for Trump than vote for a Democrat who gonna support LGBTQSMLOP, whatever all these initials stand for now. That's what we are, because you got a lot of black Christian men who voted Republican because they don't believe in the gay movement, and they don't believe in that. And so they'll go vote for Republican because Republicans say they stand for God, they stand for the Bible. That's where we at. No, everybody act like they're ignoring that, like they don't understand that's why it's going on. Because you got gay rights and they mix it in with the civil rights. So it's a mess. It's a mess, man. And people, they see it, but they're not, that's what's going on. That's exactly what's going on. That's why you're caught up with people saying, I'm not even going to vote. I don't want to vote for either party. And then they say, don't do that, because if you do, they're going to remain in power. You know, you're caught up in a bad situation. You're looking at your voting rights are being attacked right now in the South. Gerrymandering going on, drawing redistricting, they drawing new maps, taking away the black vote in certain cities and states and everything. And that's what's going on. And people are sitting back quiet, hoping that it goes, hoping it works. You ever seen a person that'll sit back and they act like they love everybody? but they're not doing nothing to fight against what's going on negative. But they act like they love everybody, and they're sitting there, got their fingers crossed. I pray to God that Trump win. I pray to God that the Republican Party take over. I pray to God, you know, but then they saying God, but they praying for hateful things. It's sad it's that way, but that's where we're headed. And I pray to God, man, that these people wake up and realize that we're dealing with somebody who is rich, billions of dollars, and they don't care about us small people. Joe Show, we're moving on to our first Joe Show topic. Let's get into it. You know, I had put one of my topics up to discuss about gun violence in our youth and how to curb gun violence, how to curb the violence. You know, we talked about corporal punishment on my page the other day, and about, you know, what can be done with corporal punishment. You know, if a kid is in school, he's showing out, and let's say he need licks, you've signed a paper that this kid can get licks in school. Would you as a parent rather be the one to go out and punish your kid, or would you rather the teacher, the principal, or somebody like that to do it? That's what we kind of was talking about. I see we had some great comments on that topic that came up. I was talking about that with someone, and I was talking about, I felt like because you know, you always have kids say they hit me too hard, they did this, they did that. But if they did have a program where they contact the parent and the parent come out and spank the child, but what you'll end up having is that, you know, you got to be careful, because you may have a parent that's angry, and because they done got called off their job, and they may have to go out there and do a spanking to their child. They may go out there and not only spank the child, ain't no telling what they may do. So you got to be careful about that. You know, you definitely got to be careful. What's up, Tanika Giles? Good to see you. So good to see you. You know, so that was my thought about, you know, so I'm going to ask y'all this question, then we're going to move to our first topic. If the rule was, do y'all think, and just say, I'm going to get, because I want to get an answer from you guys on it. If they did make a rule where if a kid, they send a paper home asking you, are you okay with corporal punishment? And corporal punishment, they're taking the teacher out of it, they're taking the principal out of it, they're taking the superintendent out of it, they're putting the parents in the place of them. And they're saying if your child need to get corporal punishment and you sign the paper, you are the one to go out and give it. Would you be okay with that? That's the question. Just give me a yes or no on that. Then we're going to move to our first topic. That's the question. If you sign the paper for corporal punishment, they remove the teacher out of it, principal, superintendent. They got it where a parent will have to go out and give that kid them 3 licks or 5 licks. Would you be okay with that? That's the question here I'm presenting to you now. Okay. All right. Ms. Brill said yes. Okay. And so, and my thing about it, think about that hard, you know, and that's the question. I know I see some fingers moving, and okay, Aaron, okay. And see, because I'm gonna tell you, this is some of the things that we have to think about as a school district, right, guys? Right now, schools are a mess. Our youth are in the school and they're showing their butts because the teachers don't have no way of doing anything. And so I think it's a great idea. I think that they should incorporate it, and I think that they should involve the parent, because the teachers seem to think that, well, if we give the licks, they're going to respect. No. They don't care about the teachers giving them licks, but who they care is when they call their parent, and they got to not only deal with the licks from their parent, they got to deal with the fact that they mama or they daddy came to that school, and that's what's really going to change things. So those are I'm sure they would have to and there you go, Brian. There you go. And they got to deal with it when they get home. So you imagine you going in that school, but you're going to have to keep your cool. So they telling you can only give them 5 or 6 licks or 3 licks or whatever. That's what you give them. But it's coming from the parent. It's coming from the guardian. And don't watch and see how those kids' behaviors change, because they're going to be like, man, they don't do it no more. They got to call your mama. She got to come out here and do it. I think they should do that. That's just my opinion on the Joe Show. That just was something I thought about the other day. And I was like, man, you know, and then that would take all of the mess when parents get mad at their teachers because they spank their children. Yeah, some parents would sign the corporal punishment paper, But they find out, their kid come home, Mr. So-and-so tried to break my back. Then they pull their pants down, they see a bruise, now the parent mad. That would take all that out of that. So I think that's something that school systems should look at. There are some school systems that, how I went and did my research, they have allowed the fathers to come out and do the spanking, you know, in some cases, because, you know, and then they took themselves completely out of it. And then, of course, you don't want, you know, you have somebody, the teachers will be there to make sure that parent don't go overboard, you know, but, and let them know this is the same corporal punishment that the school will give. You can't come in there with the belt. You can't come in there with no switch. You got to give whatever corporal punishment that the school has on file. If it's 2 licks, that's what you give. 3 licks, that's what you give. You don't go in there trying to bring your switch or bring your belt you got hanging up in the house that's got something written on it like asinine. You know, you never know. You know, I mean, hey, Brian says, and they get it again when they get home. And Brian said again, I'd rather my teacher do it than my. I'm telling you, bro. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. See, because when those kids know that rule is going to be where they get involved in mom or dad, they will much rather get it from the teacher. Or what that's going to cause them to do is say, I'm finna chill. Because they're going to call, the teachers don't get licks no more. They call your mama and the daddy to do it. And you imagine your daddy out there in the woods running a chainsaw and his phone rang. Hey, Mr. Williams, Lil Bruiser is up here showing out. And he cussed the teacher out and gave the principal the middle finger, Mr. Williams. Look, that's what Lil Bruiser did. When Mr. Williams put that chainsaw down, and he know he was gonna try to get off work early because he had to catch the ball game with his homeboy. When he put that chainsaw down and get in his truck and drive to school, and when Lil Bruiser see Mr. Williams walking in the door, you know what he gonna do? He gonna pass out. You know, so let's get it in, guys. Are you ready for our first Joe Show topic? Guys, you're tuned in to Facebook Live. That's right, the Joe Show, here every Wednesday morning, sometime Thursdays at 7 o'clock a.m. here in the big city of FORDYCE, Arkansas, guys. We got the Red Bugs are getting ready for football season. They're already practicing. So I'm sure a lot of other schools are, man. Hey, good luck to the kids this year, and let's hope they be safe. And, you know, give us a good old year, y'all. We ready for them Red Bugs. We ready for Cadillac Ellison and the rest of the Red Bugs to come and do some. We got Michael Gamble coming back, Cadillac Ellison coming back. So we are definitely looking for a Red Bug year. That's right. Look out, y'all. We coming. We coming. I don't know how Beard and Barrels or the Warren Lumberjacks or the Rising Wildcats are looking, but I know Red Bug's gonna be looking mighty fine this year. So get ready, y'all. All right, let's get it in, Joe. This is our first Joe Show topic. We're waking up to first Joe Show topic. I'm bringing down the music, and here it is, right here, guys. It says, man writes, Joe, I've been married for 3 years. My wife and I wasn't going to church. Well, Joe, I felt the need to go to church, and I went to her and asked her to go with me. She looked at me and said I could go and check it out, and if I like it, I can go, but she's not going whether I like it or not. Joe, my wife is everything I want in a wife. Lover, a friend, and she's the mother of my 2-year-old son. I love her, but she don't do church. My pastor came by and tried to talk to her about it. She listened, but she still don't want to go. She said she was raised in church, and the way church is today, she don't want to go. So some of my family members say leave her because we are not equally yoked and she's not being submissive to her husband. Joe Show, what do you guys think? She's my wife and I love her. She just won't go to church, and that's the only issue we have in our marriage. What should I do? Whoo! Whoo! Oh, you say Jamarte Stroud coming back. I'll say, awesome, awesome. I did not know that. I thought he graduated. All right, guys. There you have it. I see I got some fingers typed. Keith Thompson says, yes, because you will at least have the law in your own hand, because these kids are out of control in these schools. One, they are not under the parent watch, so it's different story by the time by the time they get home. That's it. That's it. All right. All right. We got Brian says, Big Bruiser said, hey, have church at home. So what do you guys think? What do you guys think? He said he loved his wife, everything about her, said she's everything that he want. He decided to go start going to church. She said she don't want to go. She was raised in church, but the way church is today, she don't want no part of it. So he got some family members are saying, man, you need to leave her. Y'all not equally yoked. She don't want to go to church. She's not being submissive to you. What do you guys think in a situation like that? All right, we got comments are coming in. Let's weigh in. We got Brian said, have church at home. We got Ms. Brill says, was this a conversation that was had before marriage? You know, sound like, from what I understand, Ms. Brill, he just decided to start going to church. Neither one of them was in church. If you in the beginning, he said neither one of them was in church. He just decided to start going. So, yeah. We got, Billy says, stay with his wife. The Bible only gives one grounds for divorce. That's adultery. Be patient. Keep to the Lord and living a righteous life in front of her. She may see God through you and want to go to church and worship. I like that, Bill. I like that. I like that. If that is the only issue and she believes in God, let it be. She might have some church hurt that she needs to work through, and that does not mean he needs to leave her. All right. All right. You better check that family member that's telling you to leave her, if you know what I mean. All you can do is pray about it and let God work on her behalf. She'll come around. I want to say something about church, and I want to say this about church, and I want y'all to tell me where you are. There's scripture that supports God wants us to get together and fellowship with one another and everything. But Jesus didn't have church. He walked around and he went to people, and he walked all through the cities, and he went visited sick. There wasn't a church that they went to every Sunday, and they only got a group of people that they praise God to. Some pastors, they go to church every Sunday, and the only people they ever minister to is who come to them. Let me say that again. I'm gonna bring the music down before I go here. Sometimes some pastors only minister to the people that come to them. They don't go nowhere. Let me say that again. Some pastors only ministers to the people that go to them. They don't go nowhere else. Jesus went all over the place. He walked all over. He went everywhere, miles and miles, and cities and cities. He didn't stay in one building and just did 30, 40 people, 50, 60 people. So, when it come down to church, I'm a preacher's kid. I've been in church my whole entire life. Simple as that. So, I'm not putting the church down, or I'm not any of that. But sometimes, pastors, I think you need to get out and go to people. And sometimes some pastors only meet you at their church, and that's the only place they meet you at. They send their deacons out to do all the work. They just sit there and they just show up at church on Sundays. That's what a lot of pastors do. And that's what we supposed. No, it's not. No, it's not. We've created church the way we want church to be done. We've created the way we want it to be set up. Because you can find whatever you want in the Bible to say anything you want it to say. If you want to say there shouldn't be this in church, you can go in the Bible and show somebody a scripture. Then somebody can turn right around and go show you a scripture where it say they can. Like they big debate now is on women preachers. You can go to the Bible and you can find where it say I subject a woman not to teach, preach, or lead, and this, and then you can go to the Bible where it shows where Jesus told his woman to go let the men know that this. So some people take that and say that he told the woman to do this, so that means she can go. You can find whatever you want and make the Bible say whatever you want it to say. That's why you need to have someone that's sitting in front of you that can interpret some things and tell you what's going on. Because a lot of people only hear what the preacher say. They never read it for themselves. They only hear what the preacher say. So when it comes down to church, I choose to go to church You know, I believe in Jesus Christ. I believe he died, he rose the third day. I believe all that. But I believe a lot of stuff man has put their hand in and has messed it up. We mess everything up. And of course, you know, a lot of people is going to encourage people to go to church and try to live a righteous life. But I'm going to tell you this, you know, if you go to church and you get angry because of things that's going on in church, hold on, let me bring this down, because I want to get a 100 when I say this. I want y'all to hear this. I want y'all to hear this well. Y'all listening? Y'all listen to me? Y'all listen. I'm going to read y'all comments in a minute. But listen, I'm going to say this. When we go to church and we get angry because what's going on in church, I'm going to repeat this one more time and then I'm going to go to my last topic. When we go to church and we get angry because of what's going on in church, guess what? That's where it's going to go on at. Why? Why the issues and the problems are at church? Because that's where they're supposed to be. The people with issues and problems are supposed to go to church, and that's why you run into a lot of mess at church. Because the people that's going there used to go to be delivered from it. But they're not going there to be delivered from it. They're just laying in the crap. They're at church. So listen to what I'm saying. The church is the hospital, they say. So when you go to the hospital, you're not going to find a lot of well people. So when you go to the church, you're not going to find a lot of well people. You're going to have a lot of people with issues, gossiping, starting crap, starting mess, dealing with homosexuality, dealing with all kinds of stuff. That's where your mess at. That's where it's supposed to be. But you're supposed to have a leader who know how to preach the deliverance of whatever is going on. Because if he don't see no change in you, people are going to run into you when you go to church. If he don't see no change, that's what people is going to run into at church. They going to run. You're supposed to run into people with issues at church. You're supposed to run into people who gossip. But the pastor's supposed to preach and help them be delivered. So what's your pastor serving? Are they eating it? Are they eating it? He might not be serving the right food. God dog it! Sometimes pastors don't serve the right dinner. They don't serve the right food. And people, sometimes when people go and the pastor ain't serving the right food, they'll sit out there and they'll eat it anyway. They'll eat it anyway. Then there's some people say, you know what, I can't eat this. And you go put it in the trash and you leave. We just talking this morning, that's all. So pastors got to be knowing what you serving. You got to make sure you serving the right meal. Because people will come to church to be delivered, and when they come to church and they look around and they see people who came to church has been there and has gotten worse since they've been there, somebody ain't serving the right food because they sure ain't eating it. Somebody not serving the right food because they sure not eating it. They don't like it. They like Mikey. Find somebody else to do it. You got to serve the right meal. Simple as that. Simple as that. This your boy, Joe. Let's get our last topic, guys. Y'all ready for the last topic? Y'all ready for the last topic? Let's get our last topic in. Let's get our last topic in. I'm sorry, y'all. I just went off right there. Let's get in. Let's get it in. Let's get it in. Let's get it in. Because sometimes if you get a bad waitress or you get a bad waiter, you don't even want to leave no tip. God dog it. Boy, I'm still talking about church. Sometimes when you get a bad waitress and you get a bad waiter, you don't even want to leave no tip. Y'all to catch that later. Y'all to catch that later. You don't want to leave a tip. All right, Joe, here we go. Let's get into our second topic. Second topic, guys, it says, woman writes, Joe, I run a daycare and I was keeping my first cousin's kids while she worked. She was paying me half price. Why? She's my first cousin and I was giving her a break because she was the only family member that used my facility. Well, once all the child care costs rises, I called her and told her I was going to have to charge her full price because the reimbursement rates has changed and I'm not getting as much as I was. Here's the issue, Joe. She pulled her kids out my daycare because I wanted to charge her full price and put her kids in another daycare that she will have to pay the full price. Well, last week, that daycare prices doubled. And she came back to me trying to get in. Joe, I'm upset, so I got petty. I told her I didn't have any openings, but I do. So that's my question, Joe. Should I let her back in or do I keep her out? Woo! Somebody being petty. Somebody being petty, Betty. Somebody being petty, Betty. So she had her first cousin, had her kids in the daycare, and she was paying half price. And she's the only family member that's using my daycare. So I'm gonna give her a break. She been charging her half price. Well, during the process of charging her half price, you know, child care costs went up. You know, with the Trump administration, they changed so many rules and regulations about child care that it's crazy. Reimbursements are different. So she told her cousin, look, I'm gonna have to go up and charge you full price because reimbursements done changed. So what the cousin do? She pulled her kids out and decided to go somewhere else. Well, the place she went to, guess what? They doubled their rate. They doubled their cost. So now she's back at her facility wanting to get back in and pay full price now because the other place she was at doubled. So her question is, Joe Show, should I let her back in or keep her out? And she said, yes, I've been petty. She asked me if I had openings. I told her no, but I do. So what do I do? I got my answer, and I'm gonna give it pretty quick because I know we got people. I got to get out of here. Got to get to work. But I see people typing. So guys, what do you guys think? Should she let this first cousin back in, or should she just say no? Foot the bill. You made your decision to leave. I didn't make you leave. I've been, you know. What do you think? All right, let's get it in. We got Bruiser says, that's family nowadays, shaking my head. We got Cassandra says, no, because she's probably going to pull them out again because if she finds a lower price somewhere else, she's going to probably leave again. What do you guys think? That's a good comment, Cassandra. Thank you. Cassandra's like, hey, if you let her in, she's going to be looking for a different price, and if she finds something lower, she's going to dig up. She's going to dip out again. So what you guys think? What you guys think? Let's weigh in. I see I got some fingers typing. I see some fingers typing. Go ahead on and weigh in. But while you guys finger tapping and getting your stuff in, I'm going to go ahead on and comment on it because I got to. I don't have 10 minutes. Well, hold on. Okay, I'm going to go and reach y'all. Okay. Let her back in. You know, as being relatives, we have our falling out at times. But let's always keep business first. Even with family, they have to pay the full price. That's me. I cut hair for over 30 years. I didn't give my relative discounts because family would try to get over on you if you let them. Great comment. Great comment. Keith Thompson says, let her come back, but she has to pay what you require. If not, then that's on her. So jumping facilities to keep from paying for the services you needed not provided. Hey, so let me tell you this. Thanks, Keith. I'm going to put it to you like this. I'm finna weigh in. Listen. Don't take it personal. This is business. You brought this on yourself. And I know you sent me the top, but I'm finna, you want my opinion. You brought it on yourself by charging her half price in the beginning. Can I get a 100 on that? You should have charged her full price in the beginning. You set yourself up for this falling out, so you need to let her back in. Let her back in. She's willing to pay you full price. This is a business. Same way with selling cars or anything else. They're gonna always go shop somewhere else, baby. You gotta understand, she's looking at you as a business. She's not, you looking at her as family. She's looking at you as a business. You looking at her totally different than she's looking at you. You need to look at her the way she's looking at you. She's looking at you as a business. She can easily pull her kid out and go somewhere else. You looking at her as family. You can't do that when you're running a business. Charge her full price in the beginning so you don't have to deal with this at the end. Simple as that. And that's the problem we have. I have it right now with different people who hit me up, who want me to advertise stuff for free. I run a business just like anybody else do. I do advertising. I do that. I run a business just like anybody else do. But when people know you, they want you to do it for free. When people, your family, they want you to do it for free. They want you to announce their church programs. They want you, and they don't want to make a donation. They don't even want to make a donation to the show. I deal with it constantly, but I don't fall out with nobody over it. When I tell somebody my prices and my fees, they either can pay me or they don't pay me, but I'm not going to do it for free. You know, respect if I respect what you do, you respect what I do. If you're going to have an event and you charging people to get in, but you want me to give you free advertising, don't come to me. I'd rather just keep the 4 or 5 people companies that I advertise for who gonna take care of me timely, and I don't want to have to hunt no money down. I hate hunting money down. I hate waiting on people to pay. I hate that, cause you shouldn't have to. If I'm doing everything timely, I'm getting your information out there on my show timely, you should pay me timely. I shouldn't have to wait and wait and wait and wait and wait and wait and wait. Nobody should have to do that. So that's what goes on when you know people and they your friend or they your buddy or they your pal or they your family. They don't want to pay you for what your services are. Remember that. If you treat your service as though it's not important, they gonna treat it like it's not important. So you started this with your family because you said she was your family and you gave her, you started it then. You, girl, I hooked you up. You my cousin. I'll just charge you. You shouldn't have done that. Right out the gate. These are my prices. This is what I charge. Then you wouldn't even have none of this to deal with. You started it, so now you better finish it by letting her come back, charge her full price, and never do it again. This your boy Joe, Facebook Hottest Live Show, The Joe Show. And that's on you. So yeah, it's on you, and it's not a bad thing. You got a good heart. You trying to look out for family, and ain't nothing's wrong with it. But baby, when you open up a business, you can't do that. Whatever your prices are, that's what your prices are. You can't charge this person 50, charge this person 60, charge this person 100, charge this person. Because when you start doing that, they're going to look for you. They're going to tell somebody that you charge 50, that you charge them 25. And now the person you charge 50 going to see you, why you charge them? So don't do that. Keep your prices where they're supposed to be. That's what you do. We got Billy says, Joe, pray for me and my family on the passing of my sister, Priscilla Harding, from Tucson, Arizona. We will be funeralizing her this Saturday at 11 o'clock at West Central Church of Christ here in Warren. Hey guys, put some prayer hands up for Billy Harding and his family. We praying for your family, man. You know, so man, stay strong. I know, man, I tell you, it's been a lot of funerals going on, man. Y'all keep your family close and check on your people because, man, I'm talking about like it's been so many funerals. Every weekend there's a funeral. I mean, so many deaths, so much stuff going on, man. And when, you know, we're reaching that age now where we're gonna hear about it. We're gonna hear about friends, classmates, you know, cousins, sisters, and brothers. We're reaching those ages now where we're our parents now, and so we're gonna reach out. We're gonna hear about a lot of deaths that close to people that we know. So that's what happens when you start hitting your 50s and stuff like that. You're going to start hearing about this. So take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Remember, you can't always eat like you used to. When you're 55, you can't eat like you're 25. You really can't. You can't put stuff in your body that you used to. Your body used to break that stuff down quick. You eat a cheeseburger and you 55, you eat it on Monday, it ain't broke down till next about 3 months later. So be careful. What's up, Rodney? Good morning. Good to see you, bro. Good to see you. But yeah, man, y'all get out there, man. Y'all get out there. You know, be safe today. It's going to be kind of cloudy today, but rainy. But it's also going to be a high of 80, 89. Love you guys. Love you guys. Love you guys. I see y'all back here. And remember, guys, don't forget, anybody out there, if you're looking for advertising, guys, reach out to me, 870-250-0411. And remember, if you woke up this morning, you definitely won, guys. And y'all be safe out there. Check on your loved ones. Check, as they say, check on your people. Out.
Ooh, yeah. It's time, it's time. Early in the morning. Early in the morning. When I'm right. Time to wake up. Listening to the Joe Show.